The reason why it doesn't end his career is because his supporters are just as despicable. All right. Like Trump's whole thing, he's a narcissist, right? And so his whole thing is to have a complete lack of compassion and empathy for everybody else.
I'm Vince for RTM News, and today we're going to discuss the continued political fallout of Tuesday night's presidential debate, because it really seems like liberals did not get the result or the impact on the election that they were hoping for and claiming was going to happen, because we are now in a position where the Trump train actually seems stronger than it was before the debate. Arguably, at the very least, it's about the same, right? They did not stop the momentum, and things are currently so good for Trump that even Joe Biden is now on board.
Hell no. You know my name. Come on. I ain't going that far. Yeah. Instead, we're doing selfies. There we go. Just remember, no eating dogs and cats. Hey, they're good. Thank you.
No, but in all seriousness, okay, all joking aside, what you're seeing right now is kind of proof that the debate that, again, many liberals believe Kamala Harris destroyed Trump in, the fallout of that, the actual reception, the response by the American public has not really been what they were hoping for. For instance, in Nate Silver's 538 forecast, Donald Trump still remains a heavy favorite in the 538, despite what he says are good Harris polls post-debate. And as you can see here, Nate Silver is still giving Trump a 21.4% higher probability of winning the Electoral College than Kamala Harris. You want to take a look at the post-debate polling that has come out, and we're not seeing a lot of it, but one of the biggest ones here in the state of Michigan, Insider Advantage now has Donald Trump leading by 1 point. It is a margin of 49% to Kamala Harris 48%, and it is worth noting, firstly, that Insider Advantage was the most accurate pollster in Michigan back in 2020, and of those key Rust Belt states, Michigan obviously is the most liberal-leaning one, right? It's much harder for Republicans to win than Pennsylvania or Wisconsin in many cases, so that is worth noting. Hey, in the more blue-leaning swing state up there, you now have Trump in front, and of the recent polls we have seen out of Michigan, you got Detroit Free Press, Detroit News, and Insider Advantage all showing Trump up by 1. Trafalgar and Americans for IVF has the election at a tie, and only one recent poll out of Michigan, CBS News, actually has Kamala Harris out in front. So what's the point here, folks? Again, Teflon Don, right? Everything they try to throw at him, everything they hope that they'll be able to do simply has not worked. And this is something that Joy Reid of MSNBC recently got very heated about. She melted down about the fact that no matter what they do, nothing works in terms of stopping Donald Trump.
Also, to do things, Ellie, that one would think are career-ending. The way he desecrated Arlington National Cemetery would be career-ending for a normal politician. His constant lies. But even this piece about saying, well, my building was the tallest until, you know, they brought down the World Trade Center. Now it's the second tallest. I mean, everything he does is despicable.
The reason why it doesn't end his career is because his supporters are just as despicable. All right. Like Trump's whole thing, he's a narcissist, right? And so his whole thing is to have a complete lack of compassion and empathy for everybody else. It's all about him. That's why he lies about 9/11. It's all about him, me. He's probably the least compassionate president we've had in 200 years since Andrew Jackson. And it works for him because his supporters are just as ungenerous and have just as little compassion and empathy for others. So when he is seen out there, essentially, as you guys have put it, desecrating our national symbols, when he is seen out there putting himself above all else, his supporters also want that to be the case. They want to do that in their own lives. That's how they think of themselves, and that's why it never hurts Trump when he takes these crass and classless actions.
This is coming, by the way, from the same people. First of all, Tim Walz's story with stolen valor should be something under generic circumstances. And by the way Kamala Harris treated the Afghanistan Gold Star families, yeah, in a normal election, in normal times in our politics, actually, those are things that should end a political career. But also a lack of compassion among Trump supporters being argued by the same elitists who say, oh, you're dealing with inflation, you're not mad about tens of thousands of illegal immigrants moving into your town and, you know, using up all the public services and causing all these problems. No, we don't care about that. We don't care about you, average American. But if you vote for Donald Trump, who does care about those things, you must just lack compassion. Anyways, point is here, folks, you can clearly tell they are seething. They are seething that nothing they're throwing at Trump, including Tuesday night's debate, including those moderators and the Kamala Harris gotcha one-liners that she really failed to land, nothing is working against Trump. And now all you're seeing, they're pissed. Right? They're seething. They're melting down over it.
It's because his supporters think that being crass and classless is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, and they also, he hates the people they hate. So when he makes up this idea that these Muslims in New Jersey were cheering, and they're Americans in New Jersey, cheering supposedly for the towers to come down, he's like, well, yeah, because my supporters don't like them, right? The same way that
and then this is the precursor.
Yeah, like I said, they're starting to get desperate. You kind of hear in that rant the same shades of 2016 and the Trump presidency all over again. Once again, that sentiment of nothing we do against this guy seems to work. And now the recent news is that Kamala Harris, after backing out of the Fox News debate, after refusing to agree to the NBC and CBS debate, suddenly after Tuesday night wants to do another debate. Why is it? Again, let's be clear about this. It is because she believes she's still not in a position to win this election, and that's why she's the one demanding it, right? It's usually the person trying to play catch up who is trying to demand a second debate. But the response of Donald Trump today was this. It goes, when a prize fighter loses a fight, the first words out of his mouth are, and I quote, "I want a rematch." Polls clearly show that I won the debate against Comrade Kamala Harris, the Democrats' radical left candidate, on Tuesday, and she immediately called for a second debate. She and Crooked Joe have destroyed our country with millions of criminals and mentally deranged people pouring into the U.S., totally unchecked and unvetted, and with inflation bankrupting our middle class. By the way, to respond to Joy Reid and her guest there, yeah, if you don't care about how this affects the American people, you probably lack something called compassion. But anyways, everyone knows this, and all of the other problems caused by this administration. It was first discussed in great detail during the first debate with Joe and the second debate with Comrade Harris. And this is important to point out, right? You want to say, oh, Trump is just scared to debate her a second time. Well, again, she was a no-show at the Fox debate and refused to do NBC and CBS. Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last almost 4-year period. There will be no third debate. By the way, I think this is the smart move, right? Because Trump doesn't need another debate to win this election. That's why he's now saying no. And again, if you wanted to debate originally, you should have done it, right? Fox offered, NBC offered, CBS offered. All Kamala Harris was going to do is say, no, we're going to do this one debate. And newsflash, she did not dramatically change the state of the election on Tuesday night. And then now suddenly at the last minute, you're going to say, no, please do another debate with me, Donald. No, no, no. No, you lost all the negotiating power back then. And now there's basically no purpose for Trump to debate again. And perhaps a prime example of, again, why Kamala Harris did not nearly do as well in this debate as some people are saying. Check out this graphic. This is like a poll of what Democrats in the blue, obviously, Republicans in the red, but the yellow one, this is important, independent voters thought of her answers on key issues like the economy and immigration. So check it out. Look at this.
So Donald
Look
Trump
at that
has
yellow
no plan
line
for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession.
That's what you say. Look at what independent voters actually thought of her debate performance. And in comparison, this was their response to Trump giving an answer on the economy, as you can see there, right? That's why they're scared. That's why they're panicked and desperate, is that despite all of these smoke screens that this campaign has thrown out, oh, we're the joy party, we're the vibes, the people who ultimately are going to decide this election at the current moment don't really do well with Kamala Harris in terms of the key issues like, again, immigration, economy, etc. And she obviously, as you can see here, did not really score points with them, which is why she wants another debate and why people are now freaking out, like MSNBC. Oh, what are we going to do? Like, nothing can stop Donald Trump. Our unhinged rants aren't working. Look, the independent voters actually agree more with his answers. Oh, no. And that, again, is where this election currently stands. The Kamala campaign is trying to figure out what exactly do we do about this. So that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. And until next time, I've been Vince with RTM News. Peace.